right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is... Boop. What is it? Thursday? July the 10th, 2025. Do you feel alive? Because everything you know is changing. Everything you know is leaving. Everything you know is changing. Don't you want to live? I want 20 more years. That's it. Give me the 20. 77, I'll live with it. But I want that chance for that injection of longevity. I want to live another 50 years. Can you imagine? If what Greer said is coming true. What's the matter with people? You can't buy into him for some reason, huh? Nobody can. It's hard. Yeah, it is. It's hard because so many times we've been duped. And it gets old, We're like, how many times is he going to say this? How many times are they all going to say it? It's not just him. That's the thing. They keep this narrative going with a slight change in the story or something happened, some new person, a new whistleblower, some new head of Arrow, some new organization, ATIP, OSEP, TTSA. Hey, forget about it. Forgotten. It doesn't matter because we're seeing what's happening. We see it with the FBI director. Where is Pam Bondi? What is her role? She said she was going to do shit. She's not doing it now. And these Epstein files, all of a sudden now they don't exist. I guess he didn't kill him. He took his own life. Oh my God, it's ridiculous what's going on. It is weird. It's like UFOs, they don't care. UFOs is part of everything else that's going on in our lives. Yeah, from Trump to the left, if the left with their narrative. Then you got people like Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. And then you got Rachel Maddow on MSNBC thinking the opposite. How could people be so polar and we're all living in the same reality? Somebody's lying, right? And every time when it comes down to it, they find out who the liar is, left or right, doesn't matter. They all lie. They find out. And now they're supposed to lose credibility. Do they? Nobody cares. Let me tell you why nobody cares. The only people that care are the people that are being slandered, are the people that the lies are about. Because it hasn't gotten better. The news is still lying. People are still making things up. So it would seem normal, par for the course, have you, that ufology would run the same exact narrative. What narrative? Confusing. Doesn't make sense. Everybody's wrong and everybody's right. I don't know who to believe. This is why I'm doing this tonight and last night. Because I don't fully agree with everything Greer is saying. Not at all. Trying to show that and hear what you folks have to say too, because this is all history happening. This is a pivotal point in ufology. Hold on. It's supposed to be a pivotal point in ufology, which we never get to that point. We get to pivot. The announcement's made, but the point's never seen or visited or to fruition. What do we know about the Moomy Doomies? Let's go there. We're still confused, yeah? Now the sphere. Are you confused about these dumb things too? Well, I think it's a hoax. I'm not that confused. But something's wrong. Yeah. Okay. And what else? I mean, you just pick and run with it because nothing can be proven. And when they have it in front of us, it doesn't look like it should in our minds. It looks stupid. Jeff said it last night. What a great show last night with Jeff Willis. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. He said it last night. It's what'd he say? I forgot. I was thinking about me. Well, he said something about them. I don't know. Oh, what did I just do? All right, let's do it. Well, because tonight I'm going to finish that Greer interview on Third Phase. I think this is a pivotal point in ufology right here, what Greer is attempting to do. And just to catch you up to speed, well, I'll catch up to speed after roll call. Who's here tonight? I can't see. Christopher V. How you doing, eh? Hey. Cindy Krause. Welcome to the show. Mossy Hill. Goofonian Metal Head. What's up, Chief? The Angel of Goofon. Juge Anje. How you doing? Beats and tapes and tapes and beats. Welcome to the show. It's Trick or Treats. How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm good. I was gonna say I'm good seeing you. I was gonna say it's good seeing you, and I was gonna say I'm happy you're here, and it came out I'm good. Good to see you, man. Hey, David Wilcox, not Wilcox. In the morning makes you happy with a little bit of Thor. Panku with a little bit of Thor. Panku. You got a P, an A, an NKU. You got THO or the lightning god. It's Thor. Panku. Welcome to the show. Who else is here? Glenn Collins. What do you say there, huh? Yeah. Good. I'm good. Thank you. You? All right, good. What's this? What? Wait, what? Chicken coop. Confidential. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good AV, man. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. All right, if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we have a lot of show to do. And we got to get to it. I see Glenn Collins says there are no aliens, mind just us from Earth. Your U.S. Navy have got 2 patents for anti-gravity ships or crafts, and they are the TR-3B Black Manta Triangle and the Tic Tac, all from Lockheed Martin. Scoop. I know. I'm not so sure. However, if it was Lockheed, just because now all of a sudden Lockheed has been spoken about. Who said it? Oh yeah, what's his name said it, and Rose Cuckold said it, and everybody thinks, oh, he said it, so it must be true. We don't have proof of that. I didn't see any schematics of a Tic Tac from Lockheed. I didn't see them coming out and admitting that it's their technology. Am I wrong? Yeah, interesting, Glenn. You know? Yeah, you know why I believe it's us? What you said? I take that back. I don't know. In Arizona, we had triangle reports. Like every year, somebody saw a triangle. But there was no craft. There was always 3 points of light. And I don't know if there was a craft, but there was never a craft. I don't know if it's satellites. I've captured it myself 5 times. The triangle. You can see all 3 of them going by. And then there would be one that would just, get out of the formation. Then you have 3 in a row. instead of one down here forming a, like this triangle. So, I've got these triangles that aren't really triangles. They're 3 points of light that form a triangle. It's one of the biggest lies in ufology nobody's willing to admit but me. It's amazing how people lie all the time. And the truth is right there. And everybody goes, I don't know why I don't see a craft. Well, I guess maybe you have to be there. And he said, no, you don't. They lied. They just want it to be a big craft. All right, let's get to Greer. If Philip Swain, hey man, how you doing? Good to see you. And Myra Page, nice. You guys snuck right in there. Good to see everybody. Dan Peters, hey Dan, and also thank you for commenting. You and David Wilcox, not Wilcox. And I think Samo, Jeanette, thank you everybody for checking out the new video on RSA today. It's not the best. I mean, I like the video, but it's really a lot of talking, and it isn't me talking, so obviously it's not entertaining as it would normally be. But it's out there, and thank you guys for commenting and supporting that. All right, let's get to work. I'm going to continue where we left off. Just to catch you up, Greer was talking about how he can provide a safe haven for whistleblowers. If you want to whistleblow, you contact me and I will contact my people who will contact you. And in return, they will contact somebody in another state who will contact somebody who can get you an ID, a change of name and address. And then somebody will contact somebody. And if you ever saw Breaking Bad, it's, bring one piece of luggage and don't miss the call. Come on. No. Greer and his Breaking Bad scenario. I love it. I've got somebody. Who? Can't name it. And then he also said we are going to be seeing within 2 years now. We got 900 days, whatever it is, 700. Within the 2-year period, a whistleblower with firsthand evidence or whatever that means, material. But he didn't say ship. He said material and schematics. He's not making promises. And can I say this right now? You're not going to like it for those of you who hate Lou Elizondo. But as much as I can't speak for you guys, as much as I dislike what Lou did in ufology. Hold on. He never made any promises. And that's one thing I've always, I listen for people to make promises. Nobody does. Nobody's making promises. But Greer is this close from making promises that shit's going to happen. I only think that he wants it to happen. He prays it happens, that we have a disclosure starting, is what I mean. And all of this stuff comes to fruition the way he wants it to. So that's kind of where we are in the interview he did with Blake from Third Phase of Moon. The rest of this it's pretty wild. And I'm excited. I like it. I like it a lot. So here we go. Part 2. From Greer to you.
Alacrity and freedom across all those boundaries. So to say that they're from China or they're from a covert cell within the United States that's treasonous, or from Russia or from United Kingdom, or it's an irrelevant distinction. It's a distinction without any significance, which is something our political leaders have yet to grasp.
I don't understand that. I think I talked about that before I stopped talking about this. What does he mean? I'm not catching this, guys.
But that's what happened. Now, I think that what you need to really understand about that is that all of them were man-made. They were from various places.
The tic
And
tac
when
and
you
all that.
start talking about a transnational organization with these assets, it means it goes beyond international geopolitical boundaries. So I've always said when I go into a skiff or a meeting with people up on the hill or anywhere else, I go look at here's a picture of the Earth, and there are the political lines between Russia and China or US and Canada. Erase them.
Right.
This
All right. We
organization
talked about
operates
that.
with alacrity and freedom across all those boundaries. So to say that they're from China or they're from a covert cell within the United States that's treasonous, or from Russia or from United Kingdom, or it's an irrelevant distinction. It's a distinction without any significance, which is something our political leaders have yet to grasp, frankly.
I don't. What he's saying is, if correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter where the tic tac or whatever it is, wherever it goes, because it doesn't know boundaries. But is that what I'm hearing? Because that wouldn't make sense if it's man-made. If it's man-made, they know where all the boundaries are. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. That's thank you, Chicken Coop Confidential. I was waffling on saying that. Whether or not Greer has been in a skiff. I almost said it yesterday. I almost said there's no way he was in a skiff. He only started talking about skiffs 2 years ago when everybody started talking about skiff. You know, Congress and Burchett's going in a skiff. And he'd be like, I don't know what a skiff is, but I'm aware there's supposed to be more information. Then he'd come out of that and he goes, skiff this. That was stupid, right? They didn't show anything, talk about anything. But anyway, Greer, right? I thought that too. That's interesting you thought that. And we're on that. A lot of us here, like minds in a way, but yeah, he never once mentioned skiffs till like a few years ago. Unless I'm wrong. And that's very possible. It's 111 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. Go.
Because this organization simply doesn't recognize the authority of any national government.
Oh, that's what he means. So, whatever organization has control of the tic tac is flying anywhere they want with impunity because they're basically being sovereign citizens, doing whatever they want, wherever they want with the tic tac. I get it now. All I had to do was just shut up for a second and listen a little bit longer. So what Greer is saying is really freaking, that's really dangerous, isn't it? Shouldn't it? Isn't it? Because I think what he's saying is this is like a black budget program gone rogue, flying these amazing technologically advanced tic tac looking ships all around the world with impunity and in restricted airspace, even ours. That's how they knew when David Fravor said, oh, they knew where the CIC was. They got to it before me, 60 miles away, and it's like it read my mind. No, they knew they're working in cahoots with the Navy or your little friends. You just don't know it. No, I said that a long time ago. I said, of course, if it's us, then yeah, then they're working with us. They're not going to tell their own guys, hey, there's going to be a test today with these things. They look like tablets, tic tacs, I don't know. But if you see them, try to outrun them. They're not going to say that. They tested it up, well, for lack of a better word. They tested it on us. So, does it make sense now that it would be Lockheed Martin? That's why I said all this. Or would it be China? Like I thought it was all these years. I'm like, oh yeah, it had to be China 20 of them in the distance. Remember what Ryan Graves said? But now we're going back to David Fravor. That's 2000 and when was that? 2000 when? 4? The Tic Tac? Yeah. Well, there were weird drones in 2000 and 1992. I don't know. Whenever the Persian Gulf War was. Yeah, not the one after 2001. I said that wrong yesterday. It was the Persian Gulf War. Wasn't that 92, 93? Anyway, it was that war where they saw the weird drone technology without wings making 90-degree angle turns, taking off so fast you couldn't even see it in the blink of an eye. It was gone. That's what the enemy was telling us when they were surrendering. Don't know the kind of weapon that these. I mean, boop, there it goes. Bang. Oh, everybody was dead. All right, go ahead.
including that of the United States and the president
Go.
and the Congress.
Look, it won't
If
work.
they did, they would not be working in a criminal fashion outside the rule of law, which I've stated has been the case since 1993, when I first learned that the president and the CIA director were actively blocked from knowing about the subject. As soon as I knew that, it was the easiest thing in the world for me to connect those dots and go, well, here's the evidence that this is real and it's going on. You know, my uncle had his whole career at Northrop Grumman. And yet, the president and the CIA director are being blocked. The only explanation for that. And of course, then I later found that key oversight committees and chairmen that I dealt with in the 90s, key people in the Pentagon, senior most people in military intelligence, like the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, were being blocked from this information. I concluded by 1997 and wrote a memo to the government. This is a criminal organization. It's illegal. All their clearances are voided. All their security clearances are voided because they're criminal. We're going to bring out anything we can, including documents and testimony, and if we could, material. And it's not in violation of any national security laws. And listen, anyone who's out there who's a whistleblower, listen carefully. Every single person in the U.S. government, legal, agrees with what I just said, from the top down.
Every person? That is such a bold statement. Do you know how many people that is? It's like 300. I don't know. How many is it? How many people is that? Does anybody know? Crazy. Well, if that's true, that's good news.
Everyone. That these programs are illegal, therefore you are not bound by your non-disclosure agreement because that agreement is attached
It's
to
not
a
legal.
criminal, treasonous, unconstitutional program. End of discussion. And that was the assessment we made almost 30 years ago. So my conclusion.
I don't understand how it could not be treasonous if you're going out in public knowing top secret information that you were told never to talk about ever, and there were consequences if you did. I don't know why. Okay, what am I missing? What's up, Tum Tum?
Conclusion had been reached 32 years ago in 1993. Now, over the decades, there is a group of people in government, both at the national security and law enforcement level, but also political level, that have concluded this as well, because enough evidence has been provided that that is the case. And the amount of monies that have been embezzled are mind-boggling. So the false flag operations are done to just divert and confuse people just trying to get their head around this. And what happens, I mean, I won't say which chairman of a key committee in the Senate said this, but he basically was so fed up with the information versus the disinformation and the confusing sort of avalanche of conflicting data that he threw his arms up in the air and said, I'm done with this. I'm not even going to look into it anymore. That is.
We see that with everything that's everything that goes public. From the Moomy Doomies, even the thing under Egypt, Now they're saying the city under Egypt, under the pyramids, rather. Yeah, whatever, same thing. But everything that is really important to society in general seems to be hidden from us. And I just, I don't like you know why, right? Because they want to weaponize this shit. Because if it wasn't about the power, having this power, having this technological power that you could manipulate and who knows what? Who knows what? What will they create? Yeah, it's wild. And it sucks because we should be reaping the rewards of any discovery that could advance humanity or lives in general, but there's no money in healthy people. See, that's where they're wrong. There's tons of money in healthy people. Healthy people live longer, will spend money longer. They're happier living longer. They got it all backwards. That's what greed does. It makes you think in bizarro ways, like up is down, down is up. You can't trust anybody anymore. What a horrible way to live.
It's a strategy. That is a specific strategy, and it's worked well for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
So we have to bring clarity and evidence to this. But the problem is, and this is a very big thing I'm about to say, a very big announcement, and I don't do it lightly. There are people who are identified with the UFO subject who I have had confirmed directly in the last 2 or 3 weeks from a member of Congress in a key committee investigating this, that have deliberately gone up to these key members of Congress and apparently people at Aero and the Pentagon and other offices, stating that I, Dr. Stephen Greer, am a Russian espionage agent and a Mossad agent.
Wait, who's saying this? People in the government? Let me go back. Who's saying this? I thought maybe it was Scambian saying it.
This, that have deliberately gone up to these key members of Congress and
Wait, I missed it. It's back a little further.
Who are identified with the UFO subject, who I have had confirmed directly in the last 2 or 3 weeks from a member of Congress in a key committee investigating this, that have deliberately gone up to these key members of Congress and apparently people at Aero and the Pentagon and other offices, stating that I, Dr. Stephen Greer, am a Russian espionage agent.
Oh my God. The Pentagon?
Russian espionage agent.
Wait.
And a Russian espionage other offices, stating that I gone up to these key members of Congress and apparently people at Aero and the Pentagon and other offices, stating that I...
Hold on. Aero and the Pentagon are basically the same building. They're Aero's in the Pentagon. So Aero. So wait a minute. So Greer's worried about what Aero said, but he also said other agencies, but he's not specific. But Aero and the Pentagon, same thing. Like, we know he doesn't like Aero. We knew it. He said it. He doesn't trust them. They're never going to do what they say they're going to do. And we all know what happened. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but Aero did not have a good start. And it's funny that Greer said that. See, now that to me seems a little contrived. Like he specifically chose Aero and the Pentagon as the two names he would say because they're in the one and the same. Very strange, and I don't like it. I'm not buying it. See, this is the part I don't buy. Aero said that Greer is a Russian...
Dr. Stephen Greer am a Russian espionage agent.
Thank you. Tom Tom says Greer is a muppet. When you're talking top secrets to other people, you're a traitor to your country. And that's a firing squad offense. Some shit needs to be kept secret because, and then there's more to that. I haven't found it yet. Oh, some tech has the power to turn the world on its head. Would you want it released? No. No. Right. Exactly, Tom Tom. Isn't that what Greer's saying, though? Greer's saying that, right? Greer's saying there are these rogue agencies. And I'm not sure if this is true or if he's thinking this is true, that there's rogue agencies that have the tic-tac technology that are going around the world with impunity, flying through borders everywhere they want to go because nobody can catch them. Apparently, the tic-tac was delivering heroin 25, 30 years ago. Remember, at 40,000 miles an hour? I bet it just seemed like 40,000 miles an hour. It's probably 40. Right? They were all high. All right, let's finish this off here. Very interesting. Greer saying, one more time,
Russian espionage agent and a Mossad agent.
That's who he is.
This is false.
Unreal.
But it's criminal. And so we've run this up the flagpole.
Wait, but he said Arrow and the Pentagon and other agencies, but no names. Why? Why? If there's a name that goes with, because there has to be a name. Somebody said something about Greer being a, Russian espionage agent. So why not say the name if it's true? This is what bothers me, and this is what bothers everybody when it comes to Greer's stories. Because it is story time, folks. Forgot to say that yesterday. It is. I feel like this is story time. And we get to hear what Greer believes is really going on without any names, without any evidence. Well, within 2 years. He's giving it the 2-year window again. That's like that movie Money Pit. How long until the house will be fixed? 2 weeks. 2 weeks goes by. Hey, it's 2 weeks. What do you think? A few more days? About 2 weeks. And that was the theme for like 6 months. All right, here we go.
Into law enforcement and attorneys. And the people, all of you listening will guess who they are, who have been saying this, are guilty of multiple federal criminal offenses, which have been referred to the FBI, and I am insisting be pursued and run to ground. What am I saying? I'm saying that...
Wait a minute. If it was referred to the FBI, isn't that... is that now public record? If it went inside the government? I don't know if that's public record. I want to get it.
The people who are going up to Capitol Hill and in the circles in the White House saying this have done so for the purpose of blocking the whistleblowers we have and the evidence we have from getting to the very people who have been tasked by the federal government. Federal crime, each occurrence of me being a Russian agent is a federal crime, and it's a major one. So that's all getting referred this week. In fact, it got referred semi-officially about a month ago.
But didn't the people at Arrow, the Pentagon, and those other places that said Greer was a Russian espionage agent, didn't they give specifics as to what they found out? Like, oh yeah, we saw Greer shaking hands with Putin and there was something flying around, like that. That's what, Greer was over in, Iraq, Iran, that shit. That's what I want to hear. Spoke with the Mossad. Something, I don't know. Down with the Habibi. Is that how you say it?
At this point, we now have proof of it because I've had members of Congress confirm it to people, both me and people on my team. And so this then creates a serious issue because the people who think they were going to just play ufology 101 child's play, and some of them are unwitting players, perhaps, and some are witting, knowing what they're doing. They're now in a world of trouble in terms of a federal crime, multiple federal crimes, because they have been facilitating the cover up, lying to members of Congress, and influencing offices like Arrow and other offices, as well as key committees in the Senate.
See, and he's going to have a hard time with that because they could just say, I'm just a messenger. This is what we heard. Well, didn't you research it? Well, it was researched and it was sent to me, so I figured it was research. Anything that comes to my desk, it's already researched, or it should be. But don't you check it, read it, and then verify and, make sure everything is on the up and up? So that's supposed to, but I know it's supposed to happen. Then they're going to go back and forth and then excuse after excuse. And then you'll hear this, and, I just don't believe you. If it doesn't make sense, it can't be true. That's where they're at, man. How are they going to prove it? How's Greer going to prove he's not? Because then he'll say, well, the onus is on them to prove that I'm a Russian, See, that's what they go after. That's what they did to Trump. They love that Russian shit. It's been played. And we all know Greer's not a Russian espionage spy. Well, I'm basically saying Greer's a Russian spy. Because espionage in of itself is spying. It's trickery, it's lying, it's manipulating, it's James Bond stuff.
And the House, and deterring them from being able to get to the truth by, in fact, there was a member of Congress I've worked with for a number of years who said to another member who I met with 2 weeks ago, who said, "Oh, you can't talk to Dr. Greer. We've learned he's a Russian espionage agent." Now, this is serious because what that is not about me. It's about the fact that I'm sitting on this mountain of evidence and whistleblower testimony, and it is precisely what the House Oversight, Senate Intelligence, and Armed Services Committees want, and it's precisely what the White House and law enforcement and Department of Justice want. And those people have gone in making up these false allegations, which are provably false. It's been checked out through intel and law enforcement. This is all completely false. And they continue to do this. So now, I've been watching this for a couple years. Let me just say this. And my attitude is, let's give them enough rope to hang themselves. Because these people are not just interested ufologists. These are people who are acting on behalf of a criminal operation, making false statements about the founder of the entire modern disclosure movement, me, to deter. I don't care about myself. I care that it has resulted in people being blocked from getting the whistleblower testimony and the evidence that they are asking for, because it put a chill through the system that if they met with me, they would be meeting with a foreign espionage agent. That is what has.
If Greer is vetting these whistleblowers, right? He meets with them, however it goes down, whatever it is, they meet. And apparently the whistleblower has some sort of trust in Greer enough to talk with him and enough to get to the point where they will go public with their story and claims. And then a story comes out, because at the same time, the whistleblower is also a smart person, right? They probably are. And their critical thinking is probably good, better than the average bear, the way they're trained and everything. I don't know. I'm just hoping that these whistleblowers are smart and realize that, well, Greer isn't a Russian operative, and they would just laugh it off. How could that scare away a whistleblower? How? It wouldn't scare me away. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there with, the hopes and dreams I can get my story out. And now all of a sudden, rumors are coming. Of course, I know there's going to be backlash because that's what trolls do. That's what they're doing allegedly to. I want to see the evidence. I mean, there's got to be a paper trail somewhere with his name on it and what to do with him. There's got to be. There's got to be. There just can't not be anything at all. I don't know. Maybe I'm wishful thinking. I'm going to now play more. I'm probably going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to play more of the. Hold on. I want to see something here. I think, yeah, this goes pretty far. So I'm going to go, I think it was 40-minute mark.
There are people, and I think there are some unwitting people involved with this.
Yeah, see, he starts repeating,
who
I think.
Providing false information.
Or is it being played twice? I often wondered if I did that, if that's happening. Let's listen.
Saying that I'm a Russian agent, like David Grush. I think guys like him get pulled in to this cabal of ne'er-do-wells.
Good.
And then the next thing you know, they're in a world of trouble. A world of trouble by repeating and saying things that are federal crimes. You cannot do it. You cannot do it.
What's he saying?
I'm putting this out there today so that people, they need to come clean, they need to stand down, and they can get immunity. But if they persist in this behavior, it's going to be very, very dangerous because you're involving yourself in activities that are clearly federal criminal offenses.
Yeah, tread very carefully if you're going to, say something and they're false accusations, or you're trying to make a narrative to, shut down what Dr. Greer's all about and all his people that are behind him and the firsthand witnesses, all the military firsthand witnesses that are putting their life on the line, and to try and discredit Steve at the very top with these false allegations. This is serious business, and I could understand. I could hear that you're kind of angry about it. Who wants to be?
I'm angry because we've seen this go on for a long time, and it's reached the point where it's gotten confirmed to me. The reason some of these key committees have not received all the evidence and looked at it is because these people deliberately lied, and that's where it's a federal offense. When you deceive a federal investigation, whether it's congressional or any other, on a subject like this by creating a provably false lie and make statements to the fact that I'm a Russian espionage agent, or the flavor of the day now is I'm a Mossad agent. It's just ludicrous on the face of it, but
deceive the Steve. There's a t-shirt. Get it, got it, make it, sell it. Thank you.
It actually, believe it or not, has a very chilling effect in those circles, and it blocks the investigation. So you're interfering, you're obstructing justice, number one, and you're interfering with, and you're making false statements to federal officials. Members of Congress are federal officials.
Wait a minute. Greer is saying that the whistleblowers we've heard, like Grush, need to come forward because they weren't truthful in their statements. This is... So prove it. Say it. God dang it, my voice. I'm losing it. What I want Greer to say are the details of what was said that needs to be retracted or restated or relearned, or Grush needs to come out and say the right thing. I don't know. What's he lying about? He needs to come forward. They all need to come forward and tell the truth. What's the lie? He doesn't tell us, man.
Take the oath of office. And there is a investigation going on in the Congress on this, and they have been gaslit and lied to and deceived. But this crosses the line where you provide partial information, you provide a false narrative, but when you start blocking a whole cache of dozens of whistleblowers and evidence from getting into where it needs to go by stating that someone who is an innocent civilian such as myself, who gave up my medical career to do this without compensation, and you say that person is a foreign espionage agent of Russia or Israel, this is serious criminal activity.
I want to know what they said. I know they're saying that they're using the same tactics on Greer. See, I never knew this was happening. I never heard of this till he said it. Is there an article somewhere that says Arrow made a statement about Greer saying that he's a Mossad agent or working with Russia as a spy? Anyone? Apostate plus tax, how you doing? Yeah, Tom, no. You think? What's up, Bernie? This is crazy. Yeah, I know. I don't know what to think, man. It's just really wild. Hey, Jason Semero, how you doing, man? It's really, really weird. Yeah, free speech. Anyone can say what they want. He's a Muppet. He's a Muppet boy. Yeah, yeah. I heard it's good. I want to rent it tonight and watch it. I know I haven't watched it yet, but I'll do a show on it. All right, I'm going to. We're hearing. Oh wait. All right, I'm just gonna let it play out. Do a little advertising for their doco. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
All right, let's take a look at a clip from Asymmetric Disclosure. And again, when you support and watch the documentary, it's supporting disclosure and getting the word out. Take a look at this.
We are back with a Fox News alert. We're waiting to see how Israel responds to Iran's unprecedented attack this weekend. The IDF says this launch of so many missiles, cruise missiles, and UAVs into the territory of the state of Israel will be met with a response.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now.
Oh yeah, people are all talking about World War III and all that. Well, if we don't change the trajectory we're on, we're going to be in a big problem. And the biggest one is the fact that there are covert programs targeting ET vehicles, and those programs are jeopardizing the Earth for sure.
The U.S. military shooting down a fourth unidentified high-altitude object Sunday.
The military needs to have a plan to not only determine what's out there, but determine the dangers that go with it.
We've warned of this for over 30 years. Werner von Braun warned about it. Since I spoke with you last, I was at a two Western black sites where they have operations that are actively targeting and, in a sense, hijacking ET vehicles with some very high-tech systems and then moving them into an area where they're struck with electromagnetic pulse scalar weapons.
All right, that was what.
It didn't change the screen. There we go. I'm having okay. Here's what I want to throw out there. Is there anybody else like Greer who is a civilian that has a lot of whistleblowers possibly waiting in the wings? They're always working to get the information from whistleblowers and researching and looking for aliens and all this other stuff. Who else is there out there? Who else is out there? Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp. They're the only other, I guess, team or group that's not military bringing evidence to the forefront. Greer's different. Greer brings different evidence. Some of it comes true, some of it doesn't. Yeah, you got to wait sometimes. He's like Alex Jones. Alex Jones will say stuff 10 years ago that'll come true now. And everybody's like, Alex Jones said that 10 years ago. Yeah, and we're going to find that out with Greer, I believe, on some of this stuff. And maybe the other stuff doesn't come true because just the natural evolution and the process, it just didn't go that way as it was supposed to. Plans changed. Things is very diverse. I'm sure there's a lot of different avenues that they go down to try to bring disclosure, the evidence, the witnesses forward. But what I don't get, why are we so freaking worried? I don't know if that's the right word, that we have to do this in front of Congress. Why? To get it on record? You know what? Forget it. How about doing it rogue style, like really rogue? Go on the internet with your whistleblower and announce it. And let me tell you, I wouldn't do it live. I would do it pre-recorded and get that whistleblower out. If you're going to bring a whistleblower out that has that kind of evidence, that material that you could touch, see, work on, examine, right? Something tangible. I don't want to see schematics. It's nice, but I want to see the ship. I want to see the metals. Greer never promised anything flying, nor did he promise alien bodies. So I'm not sure if that's something he wants David Grush to admit isn't real. The NHI, the pilots, maybe stuff like that. Maybe the pilots aren't in the craft. Maybe they're being flown like we do with remote pilots. I don't know. Everything's humanized because that's the only way we could relate to it. So I don't know. It makes sense that this shit is probably Lockheed Martin now. It does make sense. It makes sense after all the stuff and all the stories. It makes sense that it makes more sense than it would be if it was Russia. But Russia has the technology, really good technology, hypersonic technology. So I don't know. Maybe they're hiding that it's not, that it is Lockheed, so we don't think it's China. Makes more sense, doesn't it? They both make sense. That's what sucks. That the government wouldn't want us to think that we're allowing China to fly anywhere they want to around the world with impunity, with craft we can't even follow. Can you imagine? No, but we want to announce our stealth bombers to the world. When did we do that? 1982? All right, let's finish this off.
With regards to World War III, we're talking about it. There's a lot of tension in the Middle East, the United States, Israel, all this military action, a lot of deaths out there. Mm-hmm. And we're on the verge of something that can be prevented. But in the documentary, you're stating that maybe, there's no guarantees in life, right? So either we do it now and get disclosure and fix this planet, or we might be in some big trouble here.
I think we're in for major catastrophic consequences of doing nothing. Now, one thing I was told back in the first year of the Bush administration in 2000.
Guys, I'm confused. Did Third Phase of Moon double up on this? Did they do a 40-minute interview and then replay it again? Am I hearing the same shit that I played yesterday? Because it sounds, I know I watched this once, but this seems like I remember playing this on the show. Let's go here.
Well, the most important briefing in the skiff happened after the film was finished. And those were some law enforcement people in there
Yeah.
that largely had my information.
Yeah. Yeah. This is doubled up. So we already listened to all this. Let me see.
Russian espionage agent.
Yep. It's all doubled up. I knew it. They do that sometimes. Yeah, they started it over right here after this ad. That's why everything sounds familiar. Look.
There was a group of people in government,
See?
both at the national security and law enforcement level, but also political level,
Let's
that
go
have
right here.
concluded
That's like right
in
here.
destroying extraterrestrial vehicle and assets. The weight of this and the seems like a fate of a in a sense. One is the fact that there are
Anyway. Well,
if you were involved, opportune or facilitated.
I tell you what, I think we get it. And I don't think we need to keep watching it now that I'm pretty sure it's been doubled up on. The link to that interview will be in the show description, but Greer made some statements, comments, and claims that I don't believe. No, I don't believe they're going to come true. Not that he's full of shit. I just, once you make an announcement on something like this, that, I got a whistleblower who's going to bring material. Now you brought attention to you and anybody you talk to, if the government so chooses to listen in now. What are the odds, right? Well, I don't know. But it's not a game you want to play. And I think Greer is fed up so much he's willing to play the game. Play the game till the end. And I'd like to see Greer be the one he should be the whistleblower. When he gets information from whistleblowers, he should get all of the information from them, everything, the metals, the schematics, right? And he should do it. Why put everything on them? Do it. Come on, smart guy. Take the pressure off the whistleblowers, put it on you, and show us what you got. I bet you that'll never happen. Come on, Greer. You can save lives by sacrificing your own and getting the truth out simultaneously. Are you up for it, Greer? I was in your shoes, towards the twilight of my life. If you want to donate the money to family or friends. Hey, we wish you the best, man. Good luck to you. Good luck with disclosure. I don't buy it because it's that simple. Give Greer the information, have him come forward. Done. Name names if you want. Yeah, I got John Markowski. He gave me this alien cap. You put it on and it blocks all radiation. It's amazing stuff. You all right? No, it never happened. It's a shame. You worked so hard and he can't even figure that out. Well, I just gave you the secret to disclosure. Now do it. Why doesn't he do it? Take the pressure off everybody. Right? That's all I'm saying. Sad. So much. I gotta show you this. This, the storms that happened in Texas. I don't know if I showed you this. Oh, I think I did. Yeah, I did. I showed you the satellite. All right. Yes, I did. All right, we got this. Oh, all right. Now that we've had Doge come in and figure out the finances on stupid things feds spent taxpayers' money on, I'm going to show you a video of how much money was spent on stupid stuff when it could have went to ufology. By the way, Greer, it's not ufology. Do you know what that means? Unidentified flying, the study of. It's ufology. Not ufology. That's unidentified flying, the study of. When you say ufology. Stupids. Yeah, don't say it. You're stupid if you say it that way. Yeah, you are. Yep, very stupid. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and a go.
Listen to this.
What exactly are those costs? $100,000 went to finding out if sunfish get more aggressive when you give them gin or tequila. Over $700,000 was spent to figure out if Neil Armstrong said one small step for man or one small step for a man when he walked on the moon. And they didn't even figure it out. $120,000 to study why prisoners want to get out of jail. That's right. 120 grand for that. And 1.5 million went to encourage people in New York to play more video games. Remember when Andrew McCabe bought a conference table for the Justice Department that cost $70,000? $70,000 for a conference table. That's the kind of spending that's about to end.
And nobody's going to jail? Those days are over. You know the old joke, right? They did it in the movie Men in Black. Do you remember? No, I'm sorry. Independence Day, the original. Sure, $500 for the toilet bowl, $700 for the wrench. Something like that. You want to see some stupidity in this world? In Philadelphia, Philly looks like a literal war zone. It's bad out there, folks. And we're talking about UFOs. You know why? Because it's nice to get away from reality and go into an alternate possibility of reality. I really wish we had a change like that where the whole world can rejoice in something positive. It's always negative. Look at this dummy. What a dummy. Look how he's shooting that. Doesn't even know how to shoot a gun. What is he doing? Closing his eyes? Look at this. What are they doing? Look how they're shooting. One over there, one down there, one over there. It's just fireworks, baby. They're just fireworks. Yeah. Yeah, but roll the child around. He'll be all right. Roll the child around a little bit. That's how he's shooting. What a world we live in. You know, that's it for tonight. I got to get out of here. My voice is killing me. I don't know why. I don't know. But that's it for tonight. I'm bushed. I'm whacked. I'm totally capped. I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for listening to me talk about with the Greer thing and in the interview. I think it's interesting. Hopefully we'll have some evidence or material in the next year and a half, 2 years, according to Greer. Do you believe it? Do you believe Greer? Do we have a... I didn't put a poll in the chat. Dang. I'm sorry. Well, what if Greer is right? I mean, what he says does seem plausible, my peeps. It does. As wacky as it is, it's plausible. Possible? No. Feasible? Doable? La possible? What else can we do? Is there something else you want to do? What else can we do? You want to call Corbell? Should we call Corbell? I found his phone number. I found it. Yeah. We should call him. Oh, I can't. Well, I can, but I don't want to call him on my phone, and I don't have Skype anymore. We'll figure something out. Oh, wait. I do have something. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. Oh, yeah. New, the way the, oh, let's watch this. Hey, you guys, wow, everybody just jumped the hell out. Check this out. Look at this.
Oya,
Some 4
who
and a half
went out to
minutes.
feed her cattle. Can we have sound on the video, please?
This is a new one, I think.
We got sound on the video?
Hey, Luis. Jaime. Got a little sphere.
That's the video that she filmed
Look at these.
initially. At the distance, we can see the sphere
A sphere.
floating through the air, and you can see a green reflection
Right at
on
the
the
top.
top part of the sphere.
Yeah, that is weird.
And this seems to be an important component, and it varies in different colors and tones.
That is
A
weird.
little bit after that,
It
the
is weird.
sphere touched the high tension voltage cable
Where?
and it fell to the ground.
Where? Show us that.
This
Show
is
us.
the first video, which is extraordinary. And the second video that we have was originally filmed by Jose Arias Colombian. See that this is a cross. I was there. And he was filming at a distance.
Oh, wow. You know what? I don't think there's a drone attached to this. Look at this. If there's a drone and it's attached to a string, it would probably be right about here. I don't think. Wow. Can you imagine if this is legit? I'm not buying it. I'm still not buying it, but that green on the top is bizarre.
And he was filming at a distance.
That's interesting. Oh, they could
In
have
the township-
they could have edited the drone out of the picture. I don't know.
Of Buga. The question is, why was the sphere there?
This sphere.
What's its objective? We don't know.
Exactly? It's lost.
Was it investigating? Was it surveilling? Well, now we know that there's sensors inside, that there's fiber optics, that the equator of the sphere is surrounded by fiber optics.
Guys, fiber optics. Think about that. Where do we know fiber optics? Oh, right here in the world, on Earth. Isn't that amazing? They came up with fiber optics on another planet around the. This is crazy. What are the odds? My
It
goodness.
descended, it could have descended anywhere. It could have descended downtown.
But it didn't. I thought it hit the wires and it had to land.
And somebody else could have seen it as well. And it might have been recovered by someone else who would have given it to the military or the police. But fortunately for us, the sphere fell in an isolated region where Jose Restrepo was present.
Look, Jaime Maussan is an alien. Can we all agree that he's an alien? Would you look at him? That center mass is just too big. Skinny legs, long arms, beard, doesn't look right.
He was treasure hunting at the moment with a metal detector.
Oh, God. Wait, you mean this Mexican guy was treasure hunting with his metal detector and a metal sphere found his way? Yeah, all right.
There are certain detectors that David Vélez produces to discover treasures, archaeologic artifacts, who is a cousin of Jose Restrepo. And that's the reason why Jose Restrepo
Where is the top part? Why isn't it glowing anymore? I don't see it. Even from this angle, we saw it before when they said we could see it.
gave the sphere to his cousin.
We're not seeing it. No more.
And then his cousin.
You notice how he's not even mentioning it now? How come he's not saying, and did you notice now you cannot see the glowing top of the thing?
told us what happened, he kept it at home for 2 or 3 days. And when the sphere descended, it weighed 2 kilograms. And then the weight increased to 6 kilograms, and then it increased to 9 kilograms. And finally, when I had my hands on the sphere, the weight was 10 kilograms.
Oh my God, if this is the original, maybe I'll see the edit. I'm going to go frame by frame. Oh, I can't. It's not YouTube.
Which...
See this? Now watch. See this grass? Everything's going to be different in a second. He pointed it down at the ground. Why? 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 There's no reason to do this. But I'm going to tell you why. Because they had to find a place where they could record and show that the sphere was in a brown patch.
Kilograms, which
Watch.
has been constant ever since then.
Boom. And then it... Oh my God, they did cut more out. I have the original.
Ever
I have the original. It's not like that. It's different. They edited
since then.
it.
This was on the outskirts of
I'm
Buga,
telling you, there's tomfoolery going on, brothers and sisters.
which is called Bonito. This is Don Jose Restrepo, the person
Don Jose
who picked up the sphere from the ground.
And he bit his own hand.
And this is exactly where the sphere descended.
Oh.
He's also going to explain to us...
Wait. Do you know how many... These things have so many thorns on them. Let's see.
what he felt when he picked it up. He said there was 1 or 2, or it was maximum 3 minutes.
Oh, it's right here. Look at all of this. Like what to get there? Yeah, I guess
It's on the ground. But what the sphere did to the terrain was dehydrated.
It's already like that. You could see it's already browned out. You know, we'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll come back. We'll sphere it up a little bit. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Thank you, moderators. And do we have any super chats? No. We didn't have any super chats. Nobody super chat. Did we get a PayPal or a Cash App? Any support tonight? No. But Jeanette did help. Thank you very much for your support, Jeanette. Thank you for being a continuing supporter of GoofOn and the angel of GoofOn in RSA. And hey, and guys, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They know what I mean. Truthology for ufology. He does it for use. For use? All right. Is that it? I'll pull it up. I'll pull it in. Broke me in. Broke me down. Taking you out with a little bit of Lucian. Chicken Coop Confidential with the outro. And what else do I say? You ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. What's the other one? Alien Bless? Yeah. All right. Alien Bless. See you tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Friday.